if you're watching this video and you're familiar with our channel, you know I didn't watch Turbo the show.
I'm gonna get him to though.
That's gonna be only way you'll get me to watch that is by putting the TV inside my coffin. And even then, that's not gonna work. One.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Brothers of Deconstruction here. Of course, I'm the older brother of Deconstruction, the Bruce.
And I'm Courtney.
The younger one.
Well, I mean, you did say that.
I did, you know, but there might have been a third brother. You never know.
We don't count John. Fuck you.
I was talking more about Sir, but never mind.
I mean, John technically is the third brother.
Technically, yeah. But we're back with a dual review for the first time in like forever. We are going to be talking about Once and Always. You know, I just posted a video of my solo review after watching it, but I figured Courtney might have something different. I also said in the video we might be doing a combo review. So Courtney, yeah, I said we might. We might.
I didn't watch his review.
Wow.
So
the support's not there. I'll watch every video he posts. I'm just saying.
I didn't watch his review, even though I don't have to explain myself. I'm going to. I didn't watch his review because he posted it literally. I woke up and saw that it was posted. And I was like, holy shit. Mind you, I wake up at 7 in the morning. And it was like an hour ago. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I hadn't watched it yet. Obviously, he was up later. Yeah. So he got the chance to watch it right after it premiered. Like, as it premiered on Netflix. And I hadn't gotten the chance to watch it. So I said, okay, I'm not going to watch his review because I don't want to get any other information that may or may not taint my view going into it. Mm-hmm. So I just decided not to watch it. Haven't gotten around to watching it yet, but then he was like, hey, let's do a joint review. So I was like, well, I guess I really don't need to watch it because he's probably going to share he's probably going to have his same opinions that he had in that review for this one. So that's why I didn't watch it.
Okay, but with that being said, what's your general review, since the 4 people who watch our videos pretty much know what I already think?
I liked it. I mean, I don't think it was perfect, but I really enjoyed it. I think the only hurdle, and this really comes as an adult fan of Power Rangers, the only hurdle was really, really remembering that it's Power Rangers and trying to work past some of the corny stuff and the cheesy stuff, like the Power Ranger shit in the actual episode. So that, I mean, that's acting, that's some of the situations themselves. But overall, I liked it. I thought it was a really good anniversary episode for the show. Now, of course, like I just said, could it have been better? Absolutely. But I think for what we got, I really enjoyed it.
And then, so, like, since my review was like a 5-minute video, and it was just most of my intros and everything, I can, like, now go into more of the depth of the stuff. Like, because, you know, at the time I said the thing that I didn't like was, like, Ben's characterization. You know,
yeah,
it went toward more building to her earning the powers.
Yeah.
Another thing, and you know, Rocky being there, but it's always Rocky. But the one thing that I didn't highlight was I think Kat was there specifically to talk about Tommy. Because all her character development. 1 minute I'm at JJ's karate tournament, and then I'm sneaking out to the bathroom, and then it's like, oh, being a mom is almost as bad as being a ranger. Oh, Tommy with the toy. It was like, okay, Kat, you're married to Tommy.
You know, that's... Now that you say that, I see that. Yeah. Basically, she was there to talk about her kid and saving Tommy. Because, again, I didn't... With the son's name being JJ, now this was I guess me just not really paying attention. With the son's name being named JJ, and like legitimately right around there, they mentioned Jace, which is everybody's nickname for Jason. I thought Jason and Kat had a kid. I didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't think that it was Kat and Tommy.
Yeah.
But now that that's being said because Jason, Tommy, and Kimberly were the 3 Rangers that were captured at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
So her saying, "Oh, we need to," he gets back from school soon or something like that, and we can't leave his father hanging like that. I thought it was Jason, but that makes sense now that it was Tommy, and she was really only there to kind of highlight the fact that I guess the Rangers are super adults now, and they have lives, and some of them have lives together. So that actually makes a lot of sense.
And then like another thing, like this a positive, and this is gonna sound weird for me to hear from me, so I'm gonna just say, I think lack of Tommy, Jason, and Kim helped.
Yeah,
because Billy, as we've said in videos before, is the greatest Ranger of all time.
Yeah, he got to show it.
Yeah, and he had to show it. And Zach got to show, because I said it in my Zach breakdown, that Zach is the true leader of that team because he's the glue. And you see, it's highlighted. Zach is the leader of this team.
Yeah.
Billy is the great Ranger that brings them all together. Zach steps into his natural leadership role. And Walter is fucking magnificent in this as well. Like, he's got one of the bigger resumes from any Power Ranger actors. And you can see why, because he's a great actor. Like, the lines that he's given aren't really that good. Aren't really the best.
Yeah.
But he owns everything. Like, and that was just, it was a masterclass in acting on Power. Like, for the caliber of actor he is, to bring that into Power Rangers, I think it gave it more weight when he's having his interactions with men, especially as a parent, because Walter's an actual parent.
Yeah.
So you can see him using it, and which is weird because Catherine's a parent, and what she's like. I just don't think Catherine's that great of an actress.
I mean, I haven't seen Catherine in a lot of stuff outside of Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to. I don't want to agree nor disagree.
Yeah.
I just want to make a simple statement because I'm not embarrassed to say whether or not like we're talking about Power Rangers now. This isn't some type of master display of acting or anything like that.
A great pillar of the craft.
So I just haven't seen Catherine in a whole lot of stuff. I think that I think out of everybody, she was probably one of the more stronger actors in my opinion. But I also don't think the dialogue or the writing really helped any of them out. Just like you said, with Walter, with some of his things, I think a lot of the dialogue itself. Now, again, he brought like a certain gravitas and he brought a certain emotional weight to, the scene or whatever he was saying. Mm-hmm. But I do think the writing was a little iffy.
Yeah.
But I can't say that I don't think Kat is that good of an actress because I haven't seen her in anything else besides Power Rangers.
And then I do think that this is written for like hardcore fans. The people who have stayed on with the series from day one, who are still watching it. I think this is written for them because I know a lot of people were like, because I after I did my review, I went around looking at just general people talking about it, and it was like, wait, Kat and Rocky, like, who are these two? Like, why are they? So, this is more for hardcore fans. But at the same time, this is really a love letter to Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I told my oldest sister, our oldest sister, to watch it, and then she texted me. She was like, she sent me a middle finger, and I was like, "What happened?" She was like, "The latter end of it." She was like, "I teared up. That was emotional," and that shit almost broke me too. Like, I wasn't expecting them that they used the song from Tommy's last episode as the Green Ranger as a tribute to the now 2 deceased actors. And I was like, they built in, like, without even knowing it, which is the way Power Rangers has generally worked, they now have a go-to for any Ranger actor who passes away with that song, because now it has a different meaning than, yeah, we'll see you later, which, sorry, this has nothing to do with it, but I never got that. How come every time Tommy lost his power, he moved away? Oh, and then this is one thing that I want to bring up is Tommy got kidnapped again.
Oh, Jesus. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I will say, we don't. Every other time he's been kidnapped, he wasn't morphed. Maybe he was kidnapped while he was morphed in Dino Thunder. I don't know. Dino Thunder is
he got kidnapped to get his powers.
Okay, I was gonna say Dino Thunder is a fever dream that I do not remember. So that's
Turbo. He got kidnapped
while he was morphed.
Yeah, and then he demorphed.
Oh, okay.
If I'm remembering correctly.
Well, look, was that in the movie or the show?
Show.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't watch Turbo the show. Everybody knows that.
But yeah, Barbara Goodson fucking owned this role again.
Yeah, it's insane how strong her voice still is as Rita. Because you would think that over the years from doing that voice so much, and especially with her age, Barbara is like 70, in her 70s, I want to say. So maybe late 70s, even 80s, because most of the Ranger actors themselves are almost in their 50s.
Walter, Amy, and David are in their 50s.
So I mean,
yeah,
like just to hear her still be super strong with her performance as Rita is kind of insane.
And this having Ron Wasserman back, just doing the just like the background music, has highlighted something that to me Power Rangers has been missing for a while, and that's great background music. And you don't notice it, and then you like the scenes like when Billy and Zach are talking on like the porch, and then Man comes up, like the music, like it's just super subtle, and the tonal shift, and it was like, huh, this is hitting a little bit harder than it should.
Yeah. Because
the mute, like, Wasserman is just like going back and looking at the original Mighty Morphin and hearing his insert songs, his fight songs, just like the little just background music, which is why they couldn't use it for fucking Beast Morphers, but that's something different. But like, cause every scene has background music, and they don't have the original audio tracks of just without the music. But Power Rangers is good and enjoyable when it has that great background music.
Yeah. So overall, how did you feel in your review video?
Oh, I enjoyed, like, this was entertaining. I remembered. I'm sorry. The ADR and certain the voiceovers in certain scenes was just weird, and it sounded weird, like with some of Min's dialogue, some of Kat and Rocky's dialogue, like
yeah. I don't remember specifically, but yeah, I think that tends to happen with Power Rangers.
Yeah, but like with Catherine, she didn't even sound like her. I was just like, they could not get her to come back and do some, which you can just record stuff over the computer, but it just didn't sound like her, and it was jarring because I was sitting there like, typically when I watch stuff on Netflix, I'm distracted as fuck, and I watch it on this computer, so I got dual monitors, so if I'm watching something over here, I'll be over in the second monitor. But I was fucking glued to my main monitor, just like.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I purposely like ignored my phone, just so I can pay attention. Yeah. So because this is something that I needed to pay attention to. Or I felt like I needed to pay attention to, just so I wouldn't like miss anything, or like really just not be distracted, because not only do you miss things, you just don't tend to, like, not paying full attention, you just it just doesn't help you when you're trying to take in whatever it is you're watching. You're not giving it your full attention.
But so in my review, I said I gave it a strong, like a very positive review. Like it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Right.
I'm not expecting like fucking Avengers Infinity War level of production and acting and storytelling.
Yeah.
But it did one thing that very few anniversary issues of Power Rangers do. Everything that happened in it had a reason. Well, how's Rita back? Billy being Billy, trying to find Zordon. All right, well, how did they get their powers? Well, Billy made two. He even said he got a second. He started a secondary connection to the morphin grid, created proxy power coins. It's well within him. Like, it's not the original powers, because if you look, the suits are different. Like, the texture and everything is different. So I can just pass it like, well, it's fucking Billy. Billy just recreated coins to give everybody the power back. If he can create a secondary connection, well, he can just tap in. And they highlighted that Billy is still a space whore. It was like, I'm fairly certain your baby mama miss you. I'm like, yeah, I bet she does. And that's the end. Adam and Aisha being in Space Patrol Alpha works. Although I think Aisha was supposed to have an African accent, because at the end of Mighty Morphin Season 3, she lived in Africa and time adjusted itself. So Tanya loses her accent, and now Aisha has been raised in Africa this entire time. But I'm just saying.
Look, it's been so long since I've watched Mighty Morphin, so I wouldn't have picked up on that. But so Space Patrol Alpha, that's the precursor to SPD.
Yes. And somebody pointed out that Adam came back and once a Ranger, and he worked with Bridge, and that might have given him the idea to start SPA, which is cool, but I don't think that's. I think that was probably the way this is set up. That was probably their natural course. That each Power Ranger would go on and do something different, and having two of them explore space to find more allies, to help others, because they have Rangers. Like, they've literally met alien Rangers. So that could have just been instilled in them. Like, I'm going to just go here. Let's hook up with some of the old teammates. Let's go recruiting. Let's go help out the other planets. Because as we saw in Lost Galaxy, a lot of shit needs help. And I think that's where the idea might have come from. Or Billy might have even started it, because Billy been banging aliens. So he was like, hey. But I think the original Mighty Morphin team can be responsible for everything that's happened within the show, if you think about it.
Yeah. I think I don't really have that much of a base of knowledge about SPA. So I can't say whether or not it makes sense for Aisha and Adam to be in SPA, because it's always so weird to think about when they go back and reference things in its current time, because obviously SPD was years ago.
But SPD takes place in 2025. SPD is in the future, so it takes place in 2025.
Yeah, so when does this take place? Is this
2023?
So this is 2 years before.
Yes.
Okay, I guess that kind of... All right, we can move on.
So, entertainment-wise, tribute to Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin, I love it. But I do think that making Trini the overall heart and one of the main focuses of this, because in my opinion, Trini was the heart of that original team.
Yeah.
And so her still being the heart and still dictating how they want to go or how they want to move within the series or within this episode is great. One thing I think they really do, I think Amy needs her own return.
Yeah.
Kind of like Jason had his return in Beast Morphers, and Tommy whenever when Saban wanted to do anything, it's Tommy's back and he's the focus, just like, because Tommy was the fucking focus of Dimensions in Danger. And I'm glad that he wouldn't have been the focus. Focusing on Billy and Zach really needed it. But I do think Amy and Kimberly need their own triumphant return to the series.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Amy definitely needs her opportunity for like a comeback of some sort.
And then I saw something on Twitter that I was waiting for this video to share with you. So hold on, I sent it to Rob. So somebody was like, the one scene sets the whole tone for the special. Billy wants to treat men as an adult, while Zach wants to keep it gentle for the kid. In the end, both approaches are what help men. When you view men as an allegory for the audience, it's important perspective for Power Rangers. That the majority of your fans, or the vast majority of your fans are adults, but the show keeps written for a younger audience, even though it's proven that the younger audience is kind of drifting away, and the older audience is what keeping Power Rangers alive. But they keep writing for that younger audience.
Yeah, and I mean that's also a really good point though. Like they did have both approaches because Billy definitely wanted to take the kid gloves off and Zach didn't, and I think that's a nice allegory. That's a nice analogy, like a way to put it. That she's kind of the audience. The personification of the audience, or the representative, I should say, of the audience. So, yeah, I think there are very few things that I didn't like about the episode overall. Again, Min was definitely an asshole to start, but it helped. Ultimately, seeing her earn the powers, it helped sell the point that she earned them. Because her starting out that way, and Zach basically telling her, "Look, you're doing this out of revenge," which is understandable. Yeah. But at the same time, that's what you're trying to go out and you're trying to. It was almost like she got in too deep and she just knew that the morpher was gonna work, and when it didn't. I was literally sitting there like, you dummy. Like, what is going on? Like, you need to sit down. And I think when she ultimately learned to be selfless instead of selfish and got the powers, it sold it a little bit more because we really got to see her be selfish. Yeah. So she was annoying at the beginning of the episode. I won't fault. I'll admit to that. But I think Charlie, I think the actress, I think she did a decent enough job with what she had to actually come off as annoying, and not in like she's so like taking me out of the episode. Yeah, it's like no, like Min as a character right now is really really insufferable, and obviously they want to keep her safe, and she's gonna go off and do whatever she wants, and she is gonna bite her in the ass. But they really brought it home very well, actually having her learn a lesson and ultimately get the powers that she was seeking. So I actually did enjoy that.
Yeah, I will co-sign that. With that, I also think that now the Saber-Tooth Tiger powers are officially a familial legacy. I don't give a shit what JJ has in fucking comics. The comics to me are completely independent of the show. I don't give a shit about Soul of the Dragon. Haven't even read it. Don't really care for more Tommy stories. And him being green SPD with a fucking dragon shield. No.
Wait, is that in Booms or is that?
Yes, that's the Tommy, old Tommy one shot. His son joining SPD, green, disappearing, blah blah. But
I haven't kept up. So
yeah, I like that it's now like within a certain family that the powers. Oh, and then in what Courtney was saying with her trying to use the morpher, it highlights that Zordon chose them because the power chose them. So the power, the coin's just not going, or the morpher's just not going to work for anybody. The coin chooses you. Yeah. And that's just sweet to me. That's just awesome. Yeah. Oh, and they also killed off that dude who hosted a TV show that the Power Rangers was on for one episode. Who actor is the voice of Ninjor. Found that out. Huh. Okay. Ninjor. But yeah, I think, Well, we both enjoyed it. Bottom line.
Yeah.
I'm watch it with one of our friends later on. Got to text Kat to see when she wants to watch it. And you know, like, cause now I can. It's always like I at least watch stuff that I enjoy more than once, because one, just to consume, second, third, fifth, whatever, just to dissect. Because I got my enjoyment. Now I can look for even more Easter eggs. Bandora Protocol, that was cool. Using Lightning Collection figures as Kidnap Rangers. Okay, Hasbro.
I wondered if those were Lightning Collection figures, because they actually had the cloth outfits on.
Yeah, you can look at Red and Green's helmets because they were fucked up.
Okay.
So they're using those.
Because I was like, I wonder what type of action figures those are. I just saw the cloth and I was like, oh, okay, those must be old, like the old figures or something like that.
Like this.
Yeah, it must be something old like that with the cloth outfit. So I was wondering about that.
Yeah, but you know, and it makes you want to buy more Power Ranger toys. So it did what the show did for me in '93.
I mean, I was gonna do that anyway, but so yeah.
I can use this as an excuse. But with that being said, that's gonna be all for us as always. I'm the Bruce,
and I'm Courtney.
All right, thank you for watching. Let's just do this shit again. How you guys doing? Brothers of Deconstruction. Older brother Deconstruction.
Good job.